Welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. I am Wendy Irene, founder of GiveLoveCreateHappiness.com. Today I'm going to do a reading for Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign. It's a collective message, so that means not every energy is going to match every person. Remember, my intention is to connect you with your own intuition, what's coming up within you. So that's what I want you to listen to the loudest. And also, roles could be reversed. So there could be someone around you or near you or a person you're thinking of, and it could be describing this person. So use your intuition when that's happening as well. And be sure to check out your moon and rising sign videos as well to get a bigger picture, because for me, a lot of this didn't make sense until I combined the energies. There are many things that influence us, including, where we're born and so many influences. So I think that when you watch all of them combined, it's really helpful. And yeah, let's get started. This could also be if you're interested in a Leo and you're wanting to know what's going on with them. So that's welcome too. Okay, Leo, so the past influence that you have showing up here is the Ten of Wands. And you see how he's holding up that tower. I feel like in the past, maybe you felt like you were overburdened, or maybe you felt like you took on too much. It could be the situation where you're saying yes to too much, or like you're trying so hard for success that trying to get too much success that you actually lose your grounding. It could also mean that you felt like you or maybe your person were working too hard and not putting enough into the relationship because so much energy was going into work, and feeling like it kind of just feels a little bit like you've got all this weight on your shoulders, and that's the past energy here. So in this reading in particular, lots of cards wanted to pop out for you. The main energies that came up are both fire, your energy. So some of you could be dealing with a fellow fire sign, Sagittarius, Leo, Aries. And the other main energy is air that came up, swords. So that would be Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. So it doesn't have to be that you're dealing with one of those signs, but you may be. So in the present energy, there's three cards that came out: the Queen of Wands, Temperance, and the Eight of Wands. So the Queen of Wands can be you here, especially because this is like your card, right? Being a fire sign, this is that hunger and determination, passionate energy. If you're a male, it could mean that you have this female energy coming into your life or in your life. And then you have two cards of like balance and patience here. So you might have like this huge determination that I'm feeling, or what you want to achieve. And you're learning from the past of not taking on too much, right? And the messages here is about finding balance. Temperance is all about balance. And this has been coming up in almost every reading. So there is a huge collective message that wants to come out in this time period about really, well, and it's like I've been saying in all the videos, balance is a razor fine line, right? So it's not about trying to achieve perfection, but it's trying to get in that sweet spot for yourself. And it's also balancing the feminine and masculine energies, like the softening into things and the like fire and drive, really finding the in-between. The Eight of Wands here is a card of patience. So this is like a waiting. It could be waiting for a person to commit. It could be like this message of like not forcing, right? And that would be like the balancing the feminine energy with the masculine, not forcing what you want, especially if it comes to a relationship. Don't try and control it, because you want someone to be there for the right reasons. And in terms of finances, there's a lot of financial messages that actually came up in this reading as well, which I feel like has come up for you a lot in the past few months. But it's really about, being a good time to save. Really watching your spending. So being very conscious of what you're spending money on, and really maybe focusing on it being a good time to save here. Okay, so the major influence, we had 5 cards come out all at once here. The Queen of Swords, the Nine of Swords, Judgment, the Two of Swords, and the Hanged Man. All here together. And you know, I had an intention of pulling one card and 5 wanted to come out. So there's a lot of messages for you this week, Leo. This Queen of Swords is really cutting out what's not right for you, especially like if you were feeling overburdened in the past. This is like a great thing where you're cutting out what's not right for you, what's too much, right? Cutting out any like excess, or it's also can be a card of really balancing out your mind. So with the Nine of Swords here, this can be sometimes feeling a bit too anxious and fearful. All of us, like when we stress too much, we can sometimes we'll go down paths that maybe we don't mean to, like where we blame others for our situation. And this is about really, with the Queen of Wands here, this is you deciding to balance out your mind, okay? And really looking at things honestly, like looking at something honestly and saying, is this right for me? If it's not feeling right for me, is it going to get better, right? Because also with the Judgment card here, this is a card of, you know, not jumping to conclusions, not jumping to, don't let any fear or anxiety that you're having allow you to jump to conclusions, or like I said, when we get overly stressed, all of us can blame others. I mean, that is a human thing to do. It's but like really, it's like the cards are warning against that, right? And you have the Hanged Man and the Two of Swords as well. So Two of Swords is again about balance, finding balance, and this can be in your mind. This is a good time to do things that relax and you like meditation, so that you don't jump to make decisions either, right? The Hanged Man is like about pulling back and kind of being in limbo. Waiting, or really looking at everything honestly before like jumping into action, even though you've got that like beautiful fire drive in you. So the advice card is the Three of Pentacles. So this again can be, the Pentacles is earth energy, and it can also really be about finances. This is really about work and finances and really assessing where your money is. So again, like I feel like, Leo, you keep getting this message, but this message of like looking at all of your money, and this might not apply to you. So if it doesn't apply to you, just anything that doesn't apply, let it go, because this may just apply to some of the Leos watching this. But really making a budget, saving for what you need to save for. It's really about that. And it can also be in love, it can mean that some of you are meeting someone new, and this person can be someone that's already around you. So it could be, for example, like a friend that you never expected to have a romantic relationship with, or maybe you just didn't see them in that way, so they haven't like realized their potential with you yet. It can also be a deeply spiritual card. So it's like, especially with you here watching these videos, it's like the energies around you are like trying to point you in the right direction, and it's a great time to have a spiritual mentor or some support in this area of your life to really help with that guidance. Always, obviously, like I am a huge proponent of listening to your intuition, but I've had some great mentors in my life that have made a really big difference. And so that can be like, you know, grouping up for support here. So the outcome, Three of Swords and the Emperor. So the Three of Swords is like, you may have gone through sadness or some kind of sorrow, and there's the message of that is the needing to communicate instead of ignoring it. It might be a situation where you need to go or stay. Like really, this is something that you'll find within you, but it could be that you need to walk away from something that's just not right for you, that it causes sadness and sorrow, and it's just not like not something that's right for you. It's not the right room for you is a great way of saying it, right? And that's not about one person being better than the other. It's just about it being different rooms, right? It can also, with finances, this has to do with, it can feel like things are tight, which is why it's a great time to save. It's a really great time to budget. It keeps repeating in this, and yeah, it's like don't ignore what it is that you know, what the messages that you want to come and communicate, okay? And the Emperor, it can be a very nice card in terms of romance here. This can be a really go with the flow type of energy. So if some of you have that new love coming in, and not all of you will, some of you will be in a relationship already, but like some of you might have this new love, and it can be like this person kind of can feel wiser and older in a way. And for others, it can be like you have a mentor coming in, this wise mentor and it's about embracing the wisdom that they're offering, especially with you have the Three of Pentacles before this, where it's like, like that need for support, or like a group, like in terms of spirituality. Like, so there might be someone that it could be at work, or it could be in love, or it just could be in life. You have this like wise person that's offering you advice, and take advantage of listening to that, right? And then always listen to your intuition. But and also in terms of health, this is you like taking responsibility. This is taking responsibility for your health. It's like the same thing with the beautiful energy here of like, instead of like not blaming, which is such a good thing, like not blaming other things for any issues with health or other people, because you are taking your power back as you do that, right? You're really owning your own power. So I really find that to be a beautiful thing, like really taking charge of your health. And like it said with the finances, like taking charge of your finances, really, assessing where everything is and communicating here. I mean, there is definitely there's this lot of message of balance, and I feel like this is a beautiful thing for you, Leo, because I feel like you're coming into balance, right? You're learning to balance out that passion and fire and drive, with also like calming the mind and taking a look at things honestly and taking control and ownership of your life. Because you have so much power over your own life here, right? So if something's not right for you, let it go, walk away from it, listen to your own intuition, and really focus on building your life, which is what I feel like you're doing. Like you're really focusing on building a life that you love, instead of like being distracted by others, if that makes sense. Okay, Leo, I hope that you got some messages that help you here. Know that I'm energetically supporting you with my love and light. I really appreciate and adore you guys. Thank you for the likes, the shares, the subscribing. Thank you for those of you that support this channel. It means a lot to me. There's a link for that below if you feel called to do that. I hope you have a beautiful week, Leo, and I will be back again soon with a new message. Bye.